I have a personal confession to make that has to do with this video today, and that is I have had a lifelong pattern of picking. I've worked on it for decades, and I'm a pro at clearing statements and helping you clear it, and it's certainly improved. And yes, can I still have that tendency? For sure. I want to help you today with a clearing session for picking. Let's take a look first at what is creating this. Why do we have these patterns? I have found that it's more common in type 3s. If you're familiar with my 4 types energy profiling, kind of like a personality profiling system, but not really, because it looks at a much bigger quality of expression that we're all born with. Type 3s are the most likely to start this pattern in their childhood. Now, why is that? In my book, The Child Whisperer, which I have a copy right here, this is a fabulous book. Highly recommend it. You'll learn a lot about yourself and others, especially the children in your life. Essential if you have children in your life on a regular basis right now. I share in the book that the type 3 child, their primary connection to the world is physical. They're very hands-on. They're the kids that punch, touch. So picking becomes a way of releasing pent-up energy, stress energy, anxiety, fear energy. I started when I was a small child. I lived in an unpredictable, traumatic environment as a kid, and picking was a way to dissociate myself and a way to release subconsciously. I didn't know I was doing this, but it was a method to release this built-up energy through picking at something. Like, I got to get something out. I've got to release, I wanted to get out. I wanted to be free of it. So there's this kind of insatiable drive to want to, it's what I call a psychological reversal. You think you're cleaning something out, getting rid of something, when you're only making it worse. My mom had to put gloves on my hands. Unfortunately, she did not see the root cause. She tried to treat the symptom. So if you have children picking, is there some stress they have not expressed, something going on at school, pressure they feel? Find out what that is. Now, I have seen the same pattern in some of my type 3 grandchildren that also play this out. And I'm very open with them about my experience in helping them get ahead of it before it becomes, something that follows them in the journey of their life. So it can also be generational, as I've tied this to my grandchildren. I have a brother that's been a picker. My dad, I don't know beyond that, those members, but most likely somewhere in my dad's genetic line, there were more people picking. But ironically, my type 2 mother also had a picking tendency. I remember very clearly she would lay in her bed at night before she'd go to bed to kind of wind down, and she would pick the dense, I apologize, it's kind of gross, but she would pick the dead skin off her foot, off her heel of her foot. She did that for years. So she had stress too. And so it's not just type 3s. Any type can experience this. And so what we're going to do today is a quick clearing session. This is sort of a mini clearing here. And I have not included this in my Healing Center main material, but if you've got a tie-in to this, this is a symptom, not a root cause. So picking is a symptomatic pattern. You're doing it because something else is provoking it, and that's what's important to know. You want to get down to those root issues. The information and resources that I teach in my Healing Center, the Tuttle Healing Center, you're going to be able to get to those root issues. My childhood wounding course is phenomenal. It will clean up a lot of this pent-up emotion you've carried that never got expressed in your childhood that can really drive these poor behavior choices. So let's start with the clearing, an affirmation. I am releasing my anxiety, stress, pent-up energy in healthy, functional ways. When I notice I am picking, I respond in love rather than shame, and ask myself, would I like to make another choice? What will happen, kind of the catch-22 in this, if you shame yourself, if you kind of try and force change, if you love, kindness, giving, choice are very different than forcing, shaming, and trying to make yourself doing something, because that will actually aggravate more picking, because that just adds to the stress. So respond in love that I did it again, and I can right now make another choice. Do I want to? And if you don't, do it consciously. If you keep picking, come back to this, and this will help you. So let's start with, we're going to go right to the tapping points. That's one thing I do differently. I think things are up and ready to clear. Obviously, in our world, there's a lot of emotion processing. So we don't need to really dig too deep, set up statements. We're going to go right into tapping on our face and torso points. You're not familiar with this, no big deal. Just listen. You can even just tap here on your collarbones. Keep breathing while you're doing it. You choose. You can speak it out loud or just listen to what I'm saying. There's benefits in all facets of doing this. So letting go of picking all the times I've picked in myself. All the times I felt picked on. When I was a child, being picked on, teased, made fun of. Insecurities. Unexpressed emotion. Too much stress. Too much anxiety. Picking is like a release valve. Trying to let it go. Disconnecting from myself. Picking when I'm tired. Not taking care of myself. Picking when I'm hungry. Not preparing the healthy foods. Picking when I've eaten too much sugar. All the times, places, and reasons I've kept this picking pattern up. Letting go of picking at my face. Picking at scabs and wounds. Gotta get it out. Gotta release this, remove it. Don't want these wounds. Releasing the emotional wounding. Let it go. I'll never get over this. Feeling ashamed. Releasing all the times I felt ashamed for being a picker. Let it go. Take a deep breath in and exhale that. I like to wipe my body off. I pretend in my mind I'm like a dog getting out of a pond or a lake and just, there it goes. All right, hand on your heart. I forgive myself for all the picking that has occurred in my life. I forgive myself for all the embarrassment I feel around this. I forgive my parents and the people in my past that may have been a big reason I started this pattern. I let them go now. I am free to change. Let's start now with our reframes. The way this works, we really target the unspoken, the subconscious stuff we carry, we forgive. Now we're going to reframe it. I am in charge of myself. I am loving and kind to myself. I am smart with my choices. What would be the opposite of a picker here in your mind? I'm thinking a caregiver of myself. I'm a great caregiver of myself. I take great care of myself. I release pent-up energy in healthy, functional ways. I am loved. When I do it again, I meet myself in a place of love and forgiveness. I make a new choice. I'm happy. I am healthy. I am whole and healed. I am free of this pattern. I am free. I am free. I am free. Woo! Happy day. Hold your arms up. Let the love of God, divine, the power of healing from nature pour into your energy field, washing down into every part and piece of your body and energy field. And then tap it all in all over your body. Great job, everyone. Keep tapping that. Tap that in. This is available to you. You might want to save this one. If you're a picker, it's best to do it right when it comes up in the moment, because you want to get more conscious. A lot of times we start the picking without really putting our attention on it. You don't make a decision and go, well, I'm going to start picking right now. You just start doing it. There's not like a conscious pathway to it. It's from a subconscious response to something that's going on in your life. And then you can kind of dial that back and look at, okay, what are the common themes when I do this? So I can really see where it's part of a bigger pattern. If you would love to learn more about energy healing, I have a free course called the Energy Healing Basics Guide. It's available right now. You can go through it, learn the whys and hows and the power of these techniques, and you can start practicing yourself. Go to caroltuttle.com/basics guide. caroltuttle.com/basics guide. Thanks for subscribing and hitting that notification button to get more updates on upcoming videos. Your subscriptions help us stay active and really seen here on YouTube, and I really appreciate that, because I know that the information I teach is life-changing, and it's kind of like the story about throwing the next starfish into the ocean, that every life we touch, it improves the quality of our experience here on this planet. So thanks for being one of those people. Share in the comments how this helped you today. What did you notice? I appreciate your being here.